May 10, 1996. Mount Everest, 29,032 feet above sea level. 8 human beings would not come home from this mountain alive. This was supposed to be a commercial expedition. Wealthy clients pay $65,000 each for a guided climb to the top of the world. 2 of the world's best guides were leading them. Rob Hall, New Zealander; Scott Fischer, American. Both had stood on top before. Neither man would survive the next 24 hours, and the world would never look at Mount Everest the same way again. This is the story of May 10th, 1996, the day the mountain reminded humanity who was really in charge. Mount Everest stands at 29,032 feet, the highest point on Earth. Above 26,000 feet lies the death zone, where the human body begins to die. In the death zone, oxygen levels are 1/3 of the sea level. Every step requires enormous effort. Every decision can kill you. By 1996, climbing Everest had become a business. 17 expeditions that season. Hundreds of climbers, $65,000 per person. Rob Hall had summited Everest 4 times and guided 39 clients to the top. He was considered the safest guide on the mountain.
Main strap, harness secure, regulator locked and ready.
Elevation 22,000 feet. The air is thin, the conditions extreme. We push on towards the summit.
Jon Krakauer, a journalist from Outside Magazine, was on Hall's team. He would survive to tell the world what happened. Summit Day, May 10th, 1996. 33 climbers from 4 expeditions pushed for the top simultaneously. Too many people, on the deadliest mountain on Earth. The guides had set a turnaround rule. No one submits after 2 p.m. Below 2 p.m., you have time to descend before dark. After 2 p.m., you are gambling with death.
We have to keep moving, and the weather is closing in.
At 2:15 p.m., Rob Hall was still on the summit ridge. His client, Doug Hansen, was exhausted, barely moving. Hall refused to leave him. Then, at 3 p.m., without warning, a catastrophic storm exploded from the southwest. Winds reached 70 knots. Visibility dropped to 0. In the whiteout, climbers lost the fixed ropes, lost the trail, lost each other. At 28,000 feet, with no shelter and no oxygen. Beck Weathers, a Texas pathologist, collapsed in the snow. His guide told him to wait. He waited for 12 hours, alone, in a blizzard, half frozen.
Mayday! We need immediate rescue! My client is unresponsive! Is anyone
Rob
there?
Hall reached
Please
his client,
respond. We are losing
Doug
him.
Hansen, near the south summit.
This is Alpha 2.
Hansen was dying. Hall radioed base camp. He could not leave his client. He would not.
Sarah, listen to me. We're running out of time.
Hall reached his wife in New Zealand
I
by
love you
satellite
both so
phone.
much.
She was
Take care of
7
the
months
kids.
pregnant.
The storm is closing in. We can't
He
hold
told
out
her he
much
loved
longer.
her. He told her he was not coming down.
This is the last time.
Scott Fischer, the strongest guide on the mountain, was also trapped. He was found the next morning, just 1,000 feet below the summit. He had died alone in the storm. That night, 8 people died on Mount Everest, the worst single-day death toll in the mountain's recorded history, a record that stood for 19 years. Beck Weathers was declared dead. His team left him on the mountain. But in the morning, he stood up. Frostbitten, half-blind, he walked back to camp alone.
I'm home. I'm alive.
Dad, we thought you were gone.
Beck Weathers
close.
lost his right hand,
But I made
his
it back.
nose, parts of both feet.
Back off him.
His wife had already told their children their father was dead.
So cold.
He came home anyway.
Compresses now.
Anatoli Boukreev, the Russian guide, made 3 solo rescue trips into the storm that night. without supplemental oxygen. He saved at least 3 lives. Jon Krakauer reached his tent just before the storm hit. He survived, but guilt consumed him. He believed his actions, or inactions, cost a life. Krakauer wrote everything down. His book Into Thin Air, published in 1997,
Written record.
became one of the best-selling
Accountability.
adventure books in history.
The power of testimony.
The 1996 disaster forced the world to ask a question that had no comfortable answer. Should unqualified people be allowed to buy their way up the world's deadliest mountain? The total death toll for spring, 1996, Everest season, reached 15 people,
Memorial.
1
Each
death
one
for
a
every
story.
4 climbers
Each
who had
one
ever
a
reached the
family
summit.
Forever changed.
Almost 30 years later, nothing has changed. In fact, it has gotten worse. In 2024, a record 18 people died on Everest in a single season. Today, over 300 climbers can be queued at the Hillary Step on a single summit day.
The impacts of
Climate change
are clear
is
on
melting.
Everest. Melting
The fixed
ice
ropes
destabilizes
into the
growth,
ice.
essential for survival.
Okay, your Everest permit is approved. You can take this to the ministry tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Nepal issues unlimited permits, $11,000 per person. The mountain generates $600 million per year for the Nepalese economy. Rob Hall's daughter was born 2 months after he died. She has never met her father, but she knows his voice from the last radio call.
And so do I.
Scott Fischer's children were 9 and 11 when he died. His son later climbed Everest to complete what his father started. He stood on top and wept. May 10th, 1996, changed Everest forever. It proved that money cannot buy survival at 29,000 feet, that the mountain does not care who you are or what you paid. Rob Hall, Scott Fischer, Doug Hansen, Yasuko Namba, 8 lives. 8 stories ended in one storm, on one afternoon, on one mountain. If this story reached you, if it made you feel something, subscribe to RSK Empire. Every week, another story of what humans are capable of.
When the storm hits, everything changes. How far would you go to survive?